Welcome to Rick's Corner, where we talk wrestling, bodybuilding, and more. All right, welcome to Rick's Corner. We're taking a break from our wrestling class tonight. It's getting kind of cold and wet out, even here in California where the sun shines 24/7. But we have a little moisture coming in from the ocean, for precipitation from the coast on the western front coming off the Pacific Ocean. I should be giving the weather because that's what I'm giving you right now. So anyway, the precipitation is getting everybody wet. I mean, Sir Cedric is a little wet from sweat, but it's also from being wet in the ring. But we don't let anything stop us, because you know why? You know why we don't stop when it's wet outside? Because we're dedicated. And I just did a whole thing on dedication. And I want to introduce Sir Cedric is right here. I got Mr. K-Dub, who's out with a knee injury because he zigged when he should have zagged. And then we have Fernando under alias names as, what's the most current name you're using?
Blackheart and Gusto.
Blackheart and Gusto. So I want to talk to them a little bit about dedication. And I'll tell you, we'll start with Cedric first, because not that they're all not dedicated, because they are. But Cedric has to come a long way. And let's tell us how long it takes you to get to wrestling class. I'll hold the mic if you don't mind. This is my weapon. And this is my gimmick, and in case I might want to bang you in the head with it, I might just do that. All right.
Well, I leave at 2 o'clock, and it takes me like 3 hours to get over here, because I got to catch the metro train, every last one of them, all the way to Van Nuys. And I do it every day, every morning.
And not only that, he's always on time. So, I mean, he has to go through hell and high water to get here. But he's dedicated, and he wants to be a wrestler. And what it takes to be a wrestler today is you got to dedicate yourself to what you want to do. So many people call me and say, you know what, how long is the course? It's 6 weeks. Can I go to WWE? You know, and can I go try out at FCW because I'm ready to go, and I'm 11 years old, and I'm 4'9", and I weigh 386 pounds. Well, that's not going to work, brother. You got to work towards it. You've got to go to classes, and you got to be dedicated, and you got to get in the gym. Now, K-Dub, you've been training here for quite a while.
Yes, sir.
You've been doing shows up and down the coast of California.
Yes, sir.
And you go to the gym how many days a week?
At least 5 to 6 times a week.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I sure do. Sometimes twice a day.
And your diet is like right on the money.
My diet is pretty good. You know, basic protein, carbs, supplements. You know, sometimes you got to put that in there to give you that extra pound of muscle.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
And would you ask me about tonight? You said you got some flank steak. Is that what it was?
Oh, yeah, definitely flank steak.
Flank steak's really lean, and it has a lot of red meat, and it's got a lot of protein in it. Now, creatine? Yeah, creatine's a good one. Yeah, creatine we got to do. Now, Fernando, you work a full-time job. Mm-hmm. You're probably one of the best employees that company ever had, and we know that because they call on you during class to come fix things. But you're dedicated, and you're here every class.
Every class, I got to be. I mean, you know how you get those calls of, hey, can I be in WWE in 6 weeks? I got news for you. There's some people who've been training for 2 years, 3 years, maybe longer, maybe a little shorter. Independent leagues won't even take them. So if the indies won't take you, don't expect WWE to take in 6 months. I mean, I've worked my ass off for a whole year to barely get some, close work throughout California, and I've been lucky enough to been to San Diego, Arizona, Calusa, but I mean, WWE is way far from me, and I need to work, dedicate myself. I got to go more to the gym and be just like K-Dub and all the other guys who bust their ass off in the gym twice a day, sometimes, like Kevin says. I mean, it's dedication. I mean, I have a family, work, and all that stuff to worry about. But when it comes to wrestling and training, I put all that shit aside, and I put my heart in there, and that's all you can do.
Well, the thing is, with your work, I mean, you're working full-time. You work sometimes till 6 o'clock at night. Then you come here. I mean, it's almost impossible for you to get to the gym as much as Kevin does because you have that long haul, and it's a long ride as well.
Right.
And it just takes a lot to do that. But you do fit in exercise. You get a lot in the ring. You do extras when you're here. You come in and help out with the class. You help instruct. You help these guys get to their next goal, and you work at it. And the thing is that it does take dedication. And so many of you write in and you say, wrestling's fake. What you guys do isn't real. Let me tell you something. It's as real as it can get. Every hold that we do out here, every punch, every kick can land, and sometimes it does by accident, and sometimes it really gets hurt. But these are real holds. These are real wrestling holds. An arm bar, a headlock, a leg lock could all be used to your advantage if you want to apply pressure. We're not applying pressure during training because we're working together. We're trying to learn the skill and the art of wrestling, which what it's supposed to be is to work loose and to be able to work with one another and not put the power into it. But on the street, if you had to use it to defend yourself, you could kill somebody. There's no question in my mind at all. I've had to do it. I've done it. Didn't kill anybody, but I really put them out. But it does take dedication. Now, a lot of you also say, look, I'm training with my friend in the backyard, and we're jumping on trampolines. And what's your feeling about the trampolines, you guys?
I mean, my thing is, injuries can knock you out from anything you're doing. It can knock you out from wrestling, any other sport. But doing something the right way versus the wrong way is a lot better for you. You're going to get better at what you're doing. You're going to learn more. You're going to be able to be more skillful at it. Just doing it in the backyard, you're not going to get recognized. You're probably going to hurt yourself and or somebody else.
And since you started training here,
Yes.
you had a whole different interpretation of wrestling. And then when you came here, was it completely different than what you thought?
Yes, it was a whole lot different.
It's a lot harder than people think, isn't it?
Yes.
It's easy to watch on TV and say, I want to do that, and that's my dream. But when you actually apply it in the ring,
It's a lot of steps you got to go by. Everything counts. Like, which moves you do, it's not like when you're looking at TV, every move is the way how you do it. And because you got to do it perfectly.
that's right. Not only that, the holds are one thing, and bouncing off the ropes is one thing, but your character is important, being in shape is important, selling is important, knowing when to sell, when not to dead sell, how to have your character come to life and work the audience. There's a whole formula to it. So when you guys want to know about wrestling and you watch our YouTube, we're trying to show you everything that to do to become a wrestler. Now, you don't have schools near you, you don't have a ring, put some mats in the backyard, don't use trampolines, try to work like we do, learn the holds, learn how to bump on your back, forward and backward, because it's real important to protect yourself. Learn how you do your kicks, learn how you do your punches, and then learn your character, learn who you are, and don't be like somebody you see on TV. Everybody has a dream, and they say, geez, I want to be like Randy Orton, I want to be like John Cena. How many people want to be like John Cena? John Cena's John Cena. Randy Orton's Randy Orton. Be yourself. Be the best you that you can be. You don't want to be like somebody else. I grew up wanting to be just like me. There was nobody I ever wanted to be like except for maybe Elvis. But you know what? I couldn't sing like him. I could play guitar, but I couldn't sing like him, and I didn't have long, thick black hair to comb like that. So I ended up being Rick Drasin, and I'm happy I am. I was talking to my son the other day about it. He says, who did you always want to be when you grew up? I said, I want to be me, and I am me, and I'm happy to be that. And I think you're happy being you, aren't you?
I sure as hell am.
Because you are what you made yourself.
I am what I am. I mean, the closest I'll ever get to Elvis is that I can eat like him, but, I'm glad to be me.
And you're happy being you?
I'm definitely happy being me.
There's only one of you.
There's only one.
And there's only one of you.
Yes, sir.
And we got you all right here, part of the AWF. And you're going to go even farther and farther and farther. So these guys are working towards a goal. They're going to make it. They have no doubt in their mind. I have no doubt in my mind. And I want to tell you all, be sure and stay tuned to Rick's Corner. Be sure and stay tuned to our YouTube videos, because we have a lot of instruction on there. And from all of us, we want to wish you a very, very happy and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we'll have all new stuff for you next year. So stay tuned to Rick's Corner, right?
That's right.
Stay tuned. Rick's Corner.
See you next time.